The item was not on.
Please call to order the town board meeting for the town of Shandaken for August 2013. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Joyce.
Board Member Bartlett? Yes. Board Member Bernstein?
Here.
Board Member Higley?
Here.
Board Member Jordan?
Here.
Supervisor Stanley?
Everybody have a chance to read the minutes. Entertain a motion.
Second.
All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Supervisor's financial report, July 2013. Ulster County mortgage tax, $36,375.57. FEMA Sandy, $1,762.26. Phoenicia Water District interest, $7.33. Ambulance fees, $4,125.31. Phoenicia Library rent, $300. Phoenicia Library electric reimbursement, $137.89. Justice fees, $9,962. Town clerk fees, $112.30. Police fees, $30. Building permit fees, $1,950. Zoning fees, $285. Dog licenses, $253. Mariner Tower, $762.20. Phoenicia water rents, $18,000. Highway interest, $167.11. Supervisor's interest, $3,330.80. FEMA Sandy reimbursement for highway, $5,294.96. Fuel reimbursement, $1,375.89. Recreation donation, $1,100. Pineville water rents, $2,800. Prior year expenditures for insurance refund, $8,641.10. Mill and steel recycling, $314.73 for a grand total of $97,087.45. Communications. August 2013, Safari. 2 weeks ago, the town adopted its flood mitigation plan. The town anticipates encouraging several actions suggested in the plan. There are 86 initiatives illustrated in the plan, including addressing stream channel stability, upgrades and improvements to building department codes and procedures, improvement of communications, and strengthening of floodplain development ordinances. We will review and implement these as we continue to work to make our entire community more resilient to these hazards. We anticipate the start of activity concerning the New York Rising Communities monies, where the town is eligible to receive up to $3 million and possibly more for any projects which will be vetted through a very public process over the next few months. The state's schedule for this is aggressive, and we hope that they hope to receive plans approved by the CRZ committee made up of several town residents by April of 2014. We would then learn whether any of the projects proposed would receive the funding for implementation. We still have concerns and questions as to why the state feels the necessity of barring elected officials from serving on the committee as voting members. Eric and I are committed to staying heavily involved in this process regardless, as we have since prior to Irene. The town has submitted letters of intent, LOIs, to FEMA for the Phoenicia Water District, including the replacement of the High Street pump station, the continuation of the High Street loop, and reclamation of the infiltration gallery in the Plank Road pump station. We also placed an LOI in for the building department in order to upgrade and advance the department into the 21st century. If awarded, we hope to transpose many of the existing records to better track them electronically and allow us quicker response in case of future disasters. We will have to wait to hear from FEMA and New York State on the success or failure of these applications. We have resolutions for additional stream work in the Stony Clove and Water Creeks. This work is necessary to stabilize these creeks and to secure Silver Hollow Road, where there are several areas under imminent threat of failure. We will hold special meetings to award this work later this month. Audit. We have a resolution advertising for an independent audit of the town's accounts for 2012. This is mandated under federal guidelines, as we have been in receipt of more than $500,000 in federal funds. These were FEMA monies received and expended for Irene response activities. We anticipate that highway and stream work will continue for a few more years, and we may have to do this annually in order to comply with the federal requirement. We will award this at a meeting later this month. Festivals. First, I would like to thank the Festival of the Voice organizers for yet another successful event. It's a pleasure to witness the popularity of this event grow each year, and we look forward to next year's event. Thanks to Louis Ote, Maria Tadaro, Justin and Barbara Cole, and Carol Urban for all their work each year. Not to be forgotten are the countless volunteers from throughout our community who really make this event happen. It's always a pleasure to attend the events, but it makes it more special when you share the experience with your friends and neighbors. Thank you all so much for everything you do, and I think you did a fantastic job. It's a nice crowd of Phoenicians who got some business to hear. So following this, we are anticipating at least 2 more events coming this month. The first being a special rededication ceremony for the Davy Crockett statue, as it has found a new home on Main Street following repairs to its previous location. Phoenicia businesses and residents are gathering at high noon on Main Street, Phoenicia, on Saturday, August 17, 2013, for what we're proclaiming Davy Crockett Day. This is just to be a fun event, including live music, games, and a Davy Crockett look-alike contest. So bring your coonskin caps, available at the Nest Egg in Phoenicia, and join us for some revel. Lastly, we are coming up on our 10th annual Shandaken Day on Saturday, August 24th, at the future site of the Catskill Interpretive Center. We will have our usual craft organization and food vendors, along with our kids' games and live music. This year, we are excited to celebrate what appears to be a positive movement toward construction of an actual interpretive center on the site. We hope you can all make it to Mount Tremper and experience many of the things that make Shandaken a unique place to live and visit. Our next meeting is scheduled for Monday, September 9th.
Hey Rob, on that audit that's coming up, will that include the Phoenicia Water District? Or has that been audited in the past 6 to 8 months?
Well, we do an annual audit by our account. This is specific to meet federal guidelines. Phoenicia Water, Phoenicia Water, no, probably not, because they are not in direct receipt of over $500,000 in funds. Because the district is separate from the town.
Right, but coming up with this, hopefully the change of or closing the loop, all that work that was done on the well down there, will that bring that up to $500,000?
If we're awarded that stuff, it may come up to that, but I don't think it will exceed the $500,000. It's $500,000 received and expended within a calendar year, within a fiscal year, actually.
In total, or?
In total.
So that could come under that.
Those projects aren't estimated to be $500,000 together.
No, but if the town expends more than 500, which we have in the past, would they then be included in that audit?
No, because that's what I'm saying, they're separate. The Phoenicia Water District is not receiving FEMA funds. The town of Shandaken is receiving FEMA funds. Phoenicia Water District, the only FEMA funds they've received are, I think it was $50,000 for some of the stream bank stabilization that Eric's working on, that's supposed to go on behind the main pump house on Plank Road. So, but we're yet to see that money as well. Okay. Any other communications?
I've got a couple of things. Big Indian Fire Company had their annual barbecue, which was well attended, and chicken was really good. I've had it the past couple of days. There's going to be a cemetery cleanup on the 10th, the rural cemetery up here at 8 a.m. in the morning. And I also have a communication in regard to there's a possibility that the town may be taking over the maintenance and control of that cemetery. And I've been in contact with Michael Seelman. He's from the Department of State of New York. He's in charge of cemeteries. I don't know how you get that job. He's had it for a while. So this is his response to me for some of the questions that I asked. Town Law 292 deals with the town's responsibility for abandoned cemeteries. I know of no requirement that the current complaint be resolved prior to any conveyance to the town. There's a dispute over the location of one of the cemetery plots, and it's going to litigation. My office has authorized the cemetery to expend otherwise restricted funds to pay for an attorney in an attempt to resolve this issue before the town becomes involved. We do not want that to happen, and our desire is to resolve all outstanding issues that oversee the orderly transfer of assets and records to the town. Once a cemetery is abandoned, the town has no responsibility to sell any remaining lots. You can close the cemetery to additional lot sales if you wish. If you want to, you can continue to sell lots, and this is generally handled by the town clerk.
What?
As for arranging grave openings, this is not your responsibility, the town. You must allow people with valid deeds to be buried, but you can require that they make their own arrangements to open the grave. All cemetery assets will be transferred to the town upon conveyance. Most of the money will be in permanent maintenance fund. That's a statutory trust, and only the income may be spent. Many towns petition the Supreme Court to have this trust broken and place the money in the general fund, which I think we would have to do. It's up to you how you handle this part. You should consult the town's attorney. There are 3 simple resolutions that must be signed. One by the cemetery requesting the town to take over, one by the town agreeing to do so, and a final one by the cemetery giving all assets to the town. Once they're signed and forwarded to us, the state, along with a copy of the instrument of conveyance or deed. And after that, the cemetery corporation is dissolved. The cemetery is considered to be a municipal cemetery. If you have any further questions, to contact them. Would you like this?
Sure.
For your minutes?
One question on that, if this litigation continues, we're not gonna take that over until that's.
We may have to.
And then, so that litigation would fall on our shoulders?
Not what I wanted to hear, but that could be the case.
Well, then,
It was my
By-
understanding
by
that
state
they
law.
want to resolve, that the
They're trying-
cemetery association is trying their best to resolve this
Exactly.
prior to turning it over.
And, you know, there's been attorneys in contact with the family in both ways, and we received a certified letter regarding the action that the family hoped to see take place prior to the 10th.
so there's a date that we are required to take that over?
No, no, we wouldn't take it over. Well, there's some steps that would have to be taken before we took it over. There's no specific date at this time as to when we would take it over. But in terms of that outstanding litigation, if the cemetery committee decides that they're going to turn it over to the town prior to resolving that, then it's our problem.
Can't we make that a condition? That we-
No, we can't, not by state law.
Why would we take it over while it's still in litigation if we have to make the resolution?
Only because the law says so.
It says abandonment.
Right. If the committee, if the cemetery committee was to decide tonight that they want to dissolve, disband, tomorrow we would have the obligation of signing the papers to make a resolution to take over the cemetery. So it doesn't, I mean, you can feel however you want about it, but it's another one
Well,
of
what
the
if we
state
gotta
laws.
do it, then we gotta do it.
Yeah.
It's not-
I mean, our attorney can advise us otherwise, but that's coming directly from
We need
Department of State.
on the litigation.
Exactly. Let's hope they get it resolved. That's it for me.
The Phoenicia Library is having a free children's robotics workshop on 3 days in length, Wednesday, August 7th through Friday, August 9th, from 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Ages 9 to 16, pre-registration is required. Call the library at 688-7811. And as Jack said, we are having the cemetery cleanup this Saturday, 8 a.m. Meet at the cemetery or call Teresa at 688-9778 to sign up. And if you could bring tools and supplies, that'd be great. The Shandaken Alvin Host Company is having a benefit breakfast to support the Sheila Benjamin Ormerod family, Sunday, August 11th, from 8 to 11 at the Shandaken Alvin Host Company on 28. For more information or make donations, call 688-7742. Please show up to support this family who's going through a really hard time. And tell your friends if they can't see us on TV, it's because they don't have digital TV or a cable box. Channel 23 is no longer being able to be viewed if you're just doing the plug and play the way where you just plug in the cable in the back. You do need to get a digital box of some sort from Time Warner. They'll give you a free one, and our police department or fire department will install it for you rather than have to pay them the $40. And that's it.
Anything else? Committee reports? Rich?
Good evening. July 2013 report for Town of Shandaken Ambulance Service. Total calls received, 38. Mutually given once, mutually received once. Recently, we've seen quite the resurgence of vehicle traffic accidents in the town, particularly on Route 28. Some of these accidents were quite serious, but thankfully did not result in any loss of life, but easily could have. Aside from obvious precautions while operating motor vehicles, such as being attentive, never operating a vehicle while intoxicated, and driving with due regard for others, please pay special attention to pedestrians, bicyclists, and those on motorcycles. All of them have become a more prevalent sight on the roads along with the beautiful weather that we've been seeing. So remember, share the road. Be sure to catch the town ambulance at the upcoming Shandaken Day celebration in Mount Tremper. There'll be important safety information, ambulance and equipment tours, and of course, the battle for the coveted Shandaken Cup, with an epic tug-of-war battle between the town's emergency services. It's with hopes that the ambulance squad will retain the cup that they won with their landslide victory last year, and seriously, the hill was pitched so much in our favor that we were lucky there wasn't a landslide. But anyhow, we hope to see you all there. Thank you.
No pitch. That's what we're calling it now?
I don't remember that one.
We call it differently. Please. Jim.
Hi, everybody. Shandaken report for July 2013, the following calls were handled. 2 hit-and-run accidents, 6 accidents with animals, 4 personal injury auto accidents, 10 property damage auto accidents, 1 sex offense, 9 animal complaints, 4 animal cruelty, 1 burglary, 7 check the welfare, 3 criminal mischief, 3 disabled vehicles, 1 discon, 3 domestics, 2 firework complaints, 6 harassment, 2 larceny misdemeanor, 2 felony larcenies, 6 lockouts, 13 medical, 2 persons missing, 1 neighbor dispute, 4 noise complaints, 14 requests for patrols, 24 requests for assistance, 40 security checks. We had a total of 7 arrests with 12 charges. Suspicious activity 3, suspicious vehicles 5, traffic hazard 3, trespass 1, vehicle and traffic complaint 7, water emergency 1, E911 calls, 23 traffic tickets, 2 parking tickets. We collected monies of $1,925. We patrolled 6,949 miles. We had 26 new investigations, 10 closed, 9 open, 7 with arrests. Thank you.
Jim, we also received that really nice letter from that couple that their car was broken down throughout the area.
Yeah, 40
How well they were treated by
Yeah, that was a nice
by your
letter.
department. That was very nice.
Thank you.
And Jim, on the second page here, down the bottom, left-hand column says S/A.
What is this?
The first column on the second page says S/A.
Second page, left-hand column.
Very bottom.
Very bottom, 430.
I don't know what that is, to be honest with you.
And just on the other side there, it's got 7 dig, is that, 7 dig call to the police department?
Oh, special assignment. Means special assignment, we didn't have any.
Okay, and right across there from that is 7 or dig call to police department?
DID?
phone call to the police department, or someone calls us directly.
Okay. So there's no calls to the police department in July?
There were calls to the police department, but nothing that originated and turned into an actual case.
From our office.
From our-
Came through,
to our
came
office.
through the 911 of the Sheriff's Department of the State Police. Okay, any other questions?
Fish and water, Alfred?
Just so you know, the next meeting is on the 21st, which is a Wednesday, 6:30 at the waterfront. We were having an issue with no water in the reservoir. It was pretty much empty. And part of that's been solved. 2 of the springs which feed it are now open and running. but we still have an issue with Smith's Reservoir, which is the bigger one that feeds down there. And that needs to be addressed, and we're in the process of doing that. Question concerning audits. When the town does a general audit, forget about FEMA, does the water department get included in that?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because I know in the past it wasn't. Okay, good. That's about it for the moment.
As
So
far
far,
as,
let's improve.
just a little bit extra on Albert's report. The Smith Reservoir, which is the main reservoir of the water district, been a lot of damage from Irene, Sandy, et cetera, just a laid up stone wall up there that holds back a lot of water there. We had Randy Ostrander look at it when he was cleaning it out. That dam there needs not a lot of work, but some work by somebody that had the expertise to do it. And Ostrander went up there and looked at it and said it's going to be maybe around $5,000 to fix up that wall, to re-dry lay it. It's not just like a mason's job to do that, I understand. It takes some expertise to do that, where they got to drain the reservoir, fix it up, and then lay that up. But as I talked to a supervisor, he said with a job between $3,000 and $10,000, you have to have either a verbal or a written request for a proposal, I guess, and at least 2 written bids for that. So we're trying to find 2 individuals to do it. Kenny said he can't do it probably until the end of September. But the water may be low then, maybe real high, you know, but August or September is the time to do that. So since the town board is the water board, we gotta make a determination if we want to put that bid out and get some bids back.
Yeah, we can advertise, I could have drawn up the resolution, but again, fine, we can do it as a motion and just say we're going to advertise for that.
I'll second that.
It also should be made known that Ken is no relation to Randy. Maybe 20 generations ago, there's no connection. Thanks, Al.
Pine Hill Water?
No, we're just hoping for some of that 3 million.
So it's a reservoir wall, or
Yes.
the retaining, it's the reservoir wall?
Museum, recreation, I'm sorry, Gary?
Rob, I don't know if you saw today's Freeman, was an announcement yesterday that the state has released $45 million towards local or municipal water remediation programs that might benefit the Finnish Water District. It was just announced yesterday.
Good point.
And as far as recreation, Marty couldn't be here tonight, but she just wanted to reiterate that they have a meeting next Monday at 6:30 here at Town Hall.
Again, I know the kids had a good time on the field trip to the Ulster County Fair. We got the shirts just in time, the day before actually, so they were easily spotted throughout the fairgrounds. And next week is their big trip to Zoom Flu. And I'm sorry, Rayla, nobody's here from rep, but I'm sure they'll be telling you, please stop by on Thursday, 15th, I believe. The kids are going to perform. They're having Shandaken's Got Talent little competition up at the pavilion in Bel Air Lake. So feel free to stop on by and give them a hand for all their efforts. They've been practicing hard all year. So Shandaken Day t-shirts will be available shortly. We are still awaiting the posters. Flyers are out. If you have the chance or have not heard from the Freeman, please contact the Freeman. They're accepting ads for the insert flyer that we have each year. And that will be out just prior to Shandaken Day again. It is August 24th at the future site of the Interpretive Center. That will go to public comments and resolutions.
Rob, I'm sorry, before that, something else on the police. To address the town board, we have a police commission comprised of Joe Strauss, Bill Lundberg, and Ed Byron. However, for the last 6 years I know, we have no policy or procedures saying what the police commissioners are able to do, parameters or
procedures or mission statements or anything like that. So I'd like to try to get another town board member together along with one or two of the police commissioners, officer in charge, sit down and try to, maybe one or two members of the community who may have expertise in police commissions, either have been on one or know about them. The town clerk ran up a couple of police commissions from like the town of Olive, Platicille, and Deer Park. They kind of give you a pretty good idea of what other towns have as far as procedures and parameters go for the police commission. So I'd like to try to get something like that going in 6 months, and maybe by the end of the year have something for a resolution that would dictate what they do. If anybody's interested in doing that, either in the community or the police commissioners, contact me.
Any town board member interested? You let us know, Jim. Seven public comments? No, he's not allowed to speak. Pointing at my dad in the back of the room.
You know, I have a question for your dad. Bob, up at the Phoenicia Reservoir, where the intake valve goes in, we were having a discussion today, is that intake valve flush with the ground, or is there a pipe that comes up to kind of alleviate the siltation and stuff going down that pipe? Randy said you might know.
The outlet?
The outlet from the reservoir that goes down to the water filtration plant?
All it's got is, it's got a screen on it, that's all.
I mean,
It's at the bottom of the thing.
Is it
Randy had
flush in the bottom?
Randy had suggested last time when we cleaned it out, that we should extend it up, and I said, all that would do